So we've got our stump, and now what I've done is I've laid it out so we can fit the mortise into the stump on the end of the stringer log that's going to go up here. So first I'm going to do a plunge cut and cut in here, and then I'll probably do some little ones to try and cut out how far it goes in. I've taken my chainsaw and I've made some little marks here just so I'll know exactly how far it goes into the log, and that will give me a depth. I plunged in. The plunge cut's quite a dangerous cut if you're not careful. The chainsaw, if it catches on this piece here, and you saw it towards the end where it catches and it kicks, and if you're not careful, it'll come back and get you in the face. So definitely one of those techniques, unless you know what you're doing, don't mess with it. And certain types of bar are better than others. Some don't kick very much and other ones kick a lot. So I've got most of this out. Now I'm just going to break out the rest of it like this. And I have the beginnings of where I'm going to put my tenant in. So I've made a template, and this is where the stringer is going to go. So what I want to do is I would now want to cut my top so it all fits together nicely. So that's going to be my next process, is to do a cut across the top, smooth out the bottom, and hopefully make this all fit. And then when we put the actual stringer in here, it should fit nicely. So I'm going to use this little spirit level to check in here just to make sure it's level at the end of the day. So that should give me a flat surface to work off. So I have another little template to get the width about right. I haven't made it fully yet because I'm going to use my slick, which is a big chisel, to kind of do the final cleanup on it. And I also cut a little bit of an angle here so I could get my template started. The final line is up here, but what I want to do is just make sure that I don't take too much out to start with, just in case. And so that's what I'm going to work on now, is just cleaning up the rest of this, so I go in the right amount, and then I'll do my final cleanup cuts and clean it up, and we should be able to put the stringer log in there. We've got the whole fairly cleaned up now, so I'm going to use my slick to clean up the rest of it. So we're now at the point where we're going to put this together. So we've got the stringer log there with the tenon on the end, and then over here we've got the stump with its hole just on the side there. So now we're going to pull this into place, and we're going to put the tenon into the mortise here, and the first part will be complete.
Now we can lower it a little bit, maybe? Yeah.
So we're just going to put the level on here and level it down. So you can see how the joinery has gone together in here. I cut the bottom flat just because it was simpler, because of the waves on the actual stump itself. But the rest of it's angled and fits nicely. So you can see this is where the landing is going to go. This is actually the height of the landing here, but once I've made the landing and fitted in, I'm probably going to cut it down a little bit. But for now what I'm going to do is just cut the top off this, just to bring it down so I'm close, and then I can start on the first stringer down here and just put that in place, and then we'll make the whole thing go together at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the top, and then I'll cut it down here again, just to make it easy rather than trying to chunk off a big lump all at once. Something you might have noticed amongst my safety equipment is that I wear a dust mask, and the reason I wear the dust mask is because cedar dust especially, you become, or a lot of people become allergic to it, and so if I hang out in the cedar dust too long without a dust mask on, my lungs start choking up, so I don't do it very often. Just something to be aware of. So I cut the top off, and always try and leave a little bit of the line, that way you know exactly where you're going to. If you cut it off, then you won't have a clue where you're going. The other thing I've done is on the side here, with the marks from the bottom telling me where the crosshairs were on the top. So I've just redrawn in the crosshairs here, and that way I can start now laying out the next part.